Greetings. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce for the 5th of August, 2014. And yes, how are you today? There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things that are happening in our world today, but I want to read you something after the break, and I want people to understand something that is very, very important. Okay? Very important. Okay? First of all, a lot of people might say, well, the Statue of Liberty says that we, bring us your poor, your this, your that, And I'm like, well, okay, that's all good to a point, that's all good to a point. That's all there, that's all very good to a point. And I really think that people have good intentions in their heart. I really, really do. The question is, do they really know what is lawful? Do they really know what is, acceptable? Some of us don't like the laws that are here. Some of us don't, there's I would even go as far as saying 85 to 90% of the laws that are here that we have are not only redundant, they're just ridiculous. Okay? But there's one true law of the land, and it's called the Constitution. That's all it is. It's the Constitution of the United States of America. And our founders literally put that into place to do one thing: limit the government and their overreach against the citizens of the United States. That is the reason why they developed it, put it together, fought over it, yelled about it, I'm sure. But now, after 1871, what difference does it make? I'm going to play you a clip from something that I saw yesterday, and it's up on Free America Radio Facebook page, and it is what it is, because it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that, well, let's just say we're screwed. Okay? We are literally screwed. Okay? Because in and of itself, what this clip literally shows is the blatant disregard of the rule of law. It does. It blatantly shows, or it shows the blatant disregard of the rule of law. And as far as I'm concerned, we have a rule of law that we have to follow. We have a rule of law that is there, that is that is the right thing to do, to follow the rule of law. I'm going to go to a little break here. Not long. I'm going to go to a little break. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll play this clip. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from the Free America Radio Network. Prepare yourself for the unexpected. Have an emergency food supply available when you need it. You never know when the next power outage or natural disaster will happen. Are you prepared when it does? Go to Free America Radio Network website and click on the Store tab and get your emergency food supply now. Go to freeamericaradio.us. A natural disaster could happen at any time. Be prepared. Go to freeamericaradio.us and click on the Store tab to get your emergency food supply today. That's freeamericaradio.us and click on the Store tab and prepare in case something happens.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
Welcome back. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce for the 5th of August, 2014. I'm going to play this clip, and it's not that long, but you'll get the gist of it. You'll hear it's a truck driver in his truck coming to a border patrol station, and you'll hear the truck. You'll hear him say a few things prior to getting to the checkpoint. And then you have to hear what's after this, okay? So let me play that for you now.
Here I am at U.S. Border Patrol.
How many people on board?
Me?
You're a citizen.
Yeah, but does it really matter?
Not anymore, unfortunately. Thank you.
You too.
And he drives away. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Yeah, I'm a citizen. What difference does it make? Well, apparently doesn't make a difference at all, does it? Doesn't make a difference. Folks, I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this right on record on this program. We are no longer the United States of America because there are wimpy, whiny-ass liberal people just cowardly, just going, well, we just got to do that. We don't want to stir the pot or fight these. I'll bet you $1, because that's what I got in my pocket, that most liberals, if not nearly 99.9% of them, are cowardly, pansy-ass, whiny little bitches. Okay? Now, I have liberal friends who are, for a whole lot of things that to some may seem immoral, to some may not be right or productive or whatever it may be. But these liberal friends that I have, they understand where I come from. And we both agree that we don't have to agree on these things, that we can disagree. and still have fun and enjoy life. And that's fine. But when you have a Border Patrol officer at a checkpoint saying what that man said, that is very telling as to what the United States of America has truly become. And here it is, the second thing I'm going to put on record. We are a North American Union, period. We are a police state. We are collapsed under our own weight of corruption and inconsistent policies that are doing nothing but destroying the rule of law, which is the Constitution of the United States of America, the way our founding fathers put it together. Now here is what I want to read. Title 8 from Federal Code 1621. That is Code United States. You can get this at the PKI support at gpo.gov or look this up. United States Government Printing Office Certified Issue by Verify. It's a PDF form. I'll put this up on, I'll just make it easier for everybody. I'll just put this up on the Free America Radio Facebook page and you can read it for yourself. But let me give you this. Subsection. Okay, it goes down through all these verifications, codification, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you this right now. Subchapter 2, eligibility for state and local public benefits. Subsection 1621, aliens who are not qualified aliens or non-immigrants ineligible for state and local public benefits. I am saying that slowly for your benefit. A, in general, notwithstanding any other provision of law and except as provided in subsection B and D of this section, an alien who is not 1. A qualified alien as defined in section 1641 of this title. 2. A non-immigrant under the Immigration and Nationality Act. 8. United States Code 1101. Or 3. An alien who is paroled in the United States under section 212D5 of such act. 8. U.S. Code 1183 for less than 1 year is not eligible for any state or local public benefit as defined in subsection C of this section. Exceptions. This is section B, subsection B. Subsection A of this section shall not apply with respect to the following state or local public benefits. 1. Assistance for healthcare items and services that are necessary for the treatment of an emergency medical condition as defined by section 1396B. Subsection 5, subsection 3, you can read this on your own, of course. Number 2, short-term, non-cash, in-kind emergency disaster relief. 3, public health assistance and immunization with respect to immunizable diseases and for testing and treatment of symptoms of communicable diseases, whether or not such symptoms are caused by a communicable disease. 4, programs, services, or assistance such as soup kitchens, crisis counseling and intervention, and short-term shelter specified by the Attorney General in the Attorney General's sole and unreviewable discretion. after consultation with appropriate federal agencies and departments, because they want to check their background, which A, deliver in-kind services at the community level, including through public or private nonprofit agencies. B, do not condition the provision of assistance, the amount of assistance provided, or the cost of assistance provided on the individual recipient's income or resources, and C, are necessary for the protection of life and safety. And it goes down from there. C, state or local public benefit defined. Except, this is number 1, except as provided in paragraphs 2 and 3, for the purposes of this subchapter, the term state and local benefit, state local public benefit means A, any grant, contract, loan, provision, or professional license or commercial license provided by an agency of the state or local government or by appropriate funds of a state or local government. B, any retirement, welfare, health, disability, public or assisted housing, post-secondary education, food assistance, unemployment benefit, or any other similar benefit for which payments or assistance are provided by an individual, household, or family eligibility unit, by an agency or a state or local government, or by appropriated funds of a state or local government. 2, such terms shall not. A, and you can go down through that, and let me just sum it up for you. Let me just sum it up for you. And don't tell me, well, you're taking it out of context, you're doing this, you're doing that, blah, 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 you're this, you're that, you're whatever. No. Let me sum it up for you. Go back and read all of George Washington's speeches when he was leaving office. Go back and read those. He specifically said in his way, in his time, we are not to allow foreign influences or foreign parties to influence our government, period. And he even said we should not have political parties because of that foreign influence in our government, period. What have we done? We have screwed this country by allowing foreign governments to dictate our policies in the United States. This is why, and one of the reasons among many, that the southern border should be closed immediately. And from chrisannhall.com and from her show, her podcast, she has said that if any state or local official harbors or participates in supporting illegal aliens, they are to be charged and warned that they shall be arrested and thrown in prison for no more than 10 years, including any governor, any legislator, anybody. Now, you're going to sit there and probably say you're a racist if you don't allow people to come to this country for a better life. No, I am a patriot, knowing full well that foreign influence of foreign governments and their policies have influenced this government and has dumbed down many people in this government. And now we are faced with a civil war on the horizon. I want Sergeant Tamarisi out of that Mexican jail. Hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel. Certain things have come out in reports that say that he's going back to court, that in the Mexican court, and that certain things have been brought to light that he may be released. There is a border convoy that has been threatened by drug cartels and drug gangs in Texas. And the Texas Citizens Militia have come out to the protection of the border convoy. Do you understand what is going on in this country? And if you do not, get your head out of your ass and start looking at what's going on. Turn off your damn TVs. The propaganda coming out of the state-run media is dumbing you down and distracting you from what is really happening. And what you have to do is open your own mind and look and learn and remember. Because it took 3% of a population back in 1775 to rise up and beat the crap out of the biggest army of that time, the British Empire and the British Army. There may have been some discussions behind the scenes that we know nothing about, but 3%. 3%. Can you imagine upwards to a third of the people of the United States of America today in 2014 rising up against these foreign armies that are sitting on our soil right now? Can you imagine 100 million people coming against and defending this continent that your grandfathers fought for, that your ancestors fought for? And who knows, one of those 3% back in 1775 may be related to you. And you want a foreign army to take over the United States of America? I don't. But those wimpy-ass bitches of liberals and Democrats and Republicans and all those people are saying, well, we need to get along, go along, we need to do this, and we need to put together a committee to find out if this is possible. And no. Let me calm down for a minute and say this. This is your country. This is your country. This is your country. And you will defend it. Only because of the fact that when you stare outside your window, you see the drug gangs, you see the terrible situations that have happened within your city. You drive downtown, you see the homeless, you see this, you see the transients, you see the gangs, you see this. Guess what? You can defend your own neighborhood from this. If you have the guts. And the only way that I know how to do it at this point, there might be many, many ways that everybody has a perspective on that may work for them, but this is something that I know works. Close the damn border. There's no reason for it to be open. There is no reason for it to be unsecure. I call upon all the citizens' militia and the state's militia, regardless of whether or not your governor is calling upon you to go to the border. I call upon you as an American citizen for you to defend your country, our country, this country, the United States of America, from foreign and domestic invaders. It is not a war. You do not go there aggressively. You go there to defend this nation. And if you have to get hundreds and hundreds and maybe thousands of people together to go to these border crossings, to go to these border patrol, stations and close them down, then that is what you do. In massive protest against the comprehensive immigration policies coming out of Washington, D.C. Do you know what comprehensive immigration reform truly means? It means amnesty. It means open borders. And if you want open borders, you know what? You're an idiot. You look at the demographics, you look at the statistics. Every time you have illegal aliens in your city, state, county, or local areas, you are allowing them to destroy your lifestyle. Is it something you want? Is it something you want? Is it something you want Now, I know I've ranted and I'm pissed and I'm just really upset that, number one, we have a really, really inept Congress. Number two, we have really caused this problem because we've allowed this problem to gain a foothold in our lives. And three, I don't think there's anybody with the guts or the balls to take a group of people, hundreds if not thousands, down to the border to close it. I don't believe so. I don't believe you have the guts to do it. You want to come along? You got the transportation. I'll lead a couple of hundred people down there. Who's with me? I'll go to the southern border of Nevada and stop them from coming into Nevada, because that's as close as I can get to stopping it. And Las Vegas, Nevada is only 8 hours away from where I am right now. We're going to defend this country from foreign and domestic enemies. And whether or not you like it, and whether or not you think it's possible, and whether or not you're saying in the back of your mind, oh, he's wanting to start a war. No, I'm not. I'm wanting to defend this continent that my relatives fought and died for, to keep it free. For us. For you and I. And if it takes hundreds of thousands of people to go down to the border and to shut that damn border down, then that's exactly what we'll do. Hey, if the Mexicans want to take it, if the Central Americans want to take it, if the foreign invaders that make their way to Mexico and come into the United States want to try to take it, let's use an example of what happened in the Mexican-American War when the United States military kicked Santa Anna's ass right back over that border. And I guarantee you there's a hell of a lot more people now, and we'll do it again. And we'll continue to do it. And we'll continue to do it until we have a 25-foot wall down there, 25-foot high wall down there protecting this country. I'm not talking isolationism. I'm talking defense. I'm talking putting your ass on the line to defend this nation from foreign and domestic enemies. Now, I know that's hard to grasp. I know that's hard to understand. That's difficult to put in your mind that you have to go do this. Do you not do it every day? Do you not do it in some small way, trying to defend yourself even at your place of employment? Or do you just sit there and say, oh, well, that's just the way it is and we have to get used to it? No, we don't have to get used to it, and we won't get used to it. It's hard enough dealing with the situations every day that single mothers and single fathers have to go through to protect their children, to feed their children, to struggle with 2.5 jobs to try to keep a roof over their head. Even with the single people that know damn well they can get up and do something more than a part-time job. They struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle each and every day of their lives. And for the rest of America to be struggling to keep diseases out of our country, to keep foreigners out of our country that are here illegally, we are dealing with something on a magnitude that is larger than what we can imagine. And it comes down to this. What do you want to do about it? What do you want to do about it? And do you have the guts and the balls to step up to the plate? I've ranted for the half hour. And I want to apologize if I've offended anybody. And let me make it clear, I am for legal immigration. I'm not against immigration at all. I'm for legal immigration. You do it the right way. If not, you stay home. You fight for freedom and liberty in your own country. But if you want to come here, you do it legally. Once you cross that border and you're legal and you're here legally, I will shake your hand and welcome you to the United States. But for the rest of you morons out there that want open borders, you better think twice about what you're asking, because your jobs are on the line. Think about it. I'll be back right after this. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from the Views Expressed. Come join me Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com. Listen to the Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Photography is an art form, and Adventures in Photography shows you all of the forms of art there is in our world. Spencer Hughes captures the colors and works of natural art in his book, Adventures in Photography. For more information, go to SpencerHughesPhotography.com. Sharing the truth, one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
I knew it. This is an alien, and you guys are from some government agency trying to keep it under wraps.
I can't take it anymore!
You've got troubles, Mac.
Did you know that the first Matrix was designed to be a perfect human world where none suffered, where everyone would be happy? And it was a disaster. No one would accept the program. Entire crops were lost. Some believed that we lacked the programming language to describe your perfect world, but I believe that as a species, human beings define their reality through misery and suffering. So the perfect world was a dream that your primitive cerebrum kept trying to wake up from. Which is why the Matrix was redesigned to this, the peak of your civilization.
So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
Hey folks, this is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce right here with the Free America Radio Network. I've calmed down now, and let me say this. I am for legal immigration. I am for freedom and liberty for the people of this nation, the United States. But the question is, what is freedom and what is liberty? You have to go figure that one out yourself. I am for a constitutional republic, which this was prior to 1871, and I am for a smaller, more streamlined, more constitutional, and more, if you will, a much better, I should say, government. Built upon the Constitution, built upon what is right, built upon justice, and built upon the freedoms that we all enjoy. The principles are one thing, the dynamics of this country and how the laws and rules are implemented is something else. We have to decide, we the people have to decide what is right. We have to convey that to our so-called leaders. But mainly, right now, 2014, the 5th of August. We have to fire each and every single one of those politicians, either locally or nationally, and we have to set the record straight, put the Constitution back at the top of this government, in the Supreme Court, and make sure that the rule of law is followed. Oh, and the second thing we need to do? Kick out all corporations and ban every single corporate contribution to any political party. Third, we need to get rid of political parties. That is what I believe. Oh, there's more. There's probably tons of stuff I can't remember at this point. But that is just a start. And if you have the balls to stand up and the courage to stand up to the enemies, foreign and domestic, then we will have a country that our founding fathers would be proud of. Onward and upward to another article that I want to share with you. Go to Free America Radio on Facebook. And you got stuff there. There's stuff there that you'll see that I commented on yesterday in a podcast. I didn't have a live show yesterday, but some things came up at the last minute I had to take care of. But today, I don't know what's going to happen. And I do know that I think the way that we see these things going on is one thing, and I think most of us know exactly what's going on, but we're just too afraid to say anything. I'm not. But I do know that some people really don't know. Not only don't know what's going on, but they absolutely don't really care. Okay? And what really has me really looking at all of this is the fact that there are people who sit back and really think that a one-size-fits-all policy is going to work. Okay? They think this. They're totally wrong and delusional for thinking that because it just never works. But I do know that at some point they're going to get a clue. At some point, they're going to realize that one size doesn't fit all, that you and I are much different individually, even as a group. That we have our own perspective of certain things, and we have our own way of, perceiving those things from our perspective. And the knowledge that we have and what we were taught helps us interpret those things in ways that, one, are going to benefit us, and two, hopefully help us have a really good, healthy debate and discussion about these issues. And if 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people come together and can agree on a procedure or a policy and begin to implement that in the right way to benefit the rest of the group, that's pretty good. I think so. What about you? But when one person out of that group says, no, I have a better way, but he uses different language and different words and puts together this his whole speech in such a way to where it confuses the rest of the group. But he sounds good, and everything sounds good, and he sounds like he's going to take care of situations and all this, that, and the other thing, and help, perpetuate or make it better, make the situation and the group better. And When you start sounding like that, that is someone that I do not trust. Using all the right words, saying all the right things, evoking all the right emotions, that's a person I don't trust. Oh, wait, that happens in churches, doesn't it? It's amazing to me that people don't see through the veil of deceit that these politicians have hanging in front of them. I'm serious. I mean, it's people don't see this because they are good at veiling their deceit. They are so good at veiling their deceit that when you hear them say something that you believe is right, you go along with it and then later realize that wasn't right. Can we say Bill Clinton? Can we say George W. Bush? Can we say Barack Obama? And it takes someone who can see that veil. And not only that, but can slip behind that veil. And then come back and tell the rest of the people, hey, this is what's really happening. Well, I consider that to be the alternative or independent media. And some people in the alternative media, are, well, let's just put it this way. They talk a good game. Okay. I believe that what you see is what you see. What is true for you is true for you. Not that you have to believe what I say or anybody else says, but what you know you've seen yourself. That is what is true. But it also takes one more thing after that. Verifying what you see is true. What you hear is true. Trust but verify. You've heard that before. It doesn't take a freaking rocket scientist to figure that one out. If you hear somebody use really good $3 college words and they sound really good and it evokes an emotion in you and all of that, don't get caught up in that. Pay very close attention how you react to people like that and then question what they're saying. Once you question what they're saying to verify it or otherwise, then you must question their motives and go from there. This is true with anything. It's true with your boss at work. It's true with the pastor at your church. It's true with me. It's true with anybody. Because what you see is what you see, and what is true for you is true for you as you see it. There's no question about that. That is a fact. If you and I were to be out on the street and walk in there on the street and we see a blue, Oldsmobile, and you say it's some other color, it's like, well, it's navy blue. It's not really blue. It's navy blue specifically. And I go, well, okay, I can agree with that. Okay, I know, but it's a blue hue color. But yeah, okay, it's navy blue. I can agree with that. It's got this and the size engine and this, that, and the other thing, and you go ahead and explain to me what it has, and I'm like, really? Well, let's verify that. Well, because we can't, because the owner of the car is not there to lift the hood to see the engine and to look inside and to verify all that, we have to assume or speculate that we know that, or, we know that it's true that the size of the engine is what you say it is. I'll just take your word for it because the owner is not there to lift the hood for me to see it. But then we disagree on the year. You may say it's a 81, or I may say it's an 80, and we don't know. You say you know because you know. I say I know because I know. We both can't be right. Can we? But let's just say the owner walks out and we ask him, hey, what size engine, what year is it, and all that. and I verify for me that you are correct in your observation of that vehicle. That to me says I can agree with your assessment. So when it comes to political situations, when it becomes apparent in a free society and a sovereign nation as the United States of America was supposedly to be, we come to a disagreement with how these policies and regulations are implemented to benefit the general public. You say, well, we need this, this, and this. I go, no. That's over-regulation. That takes away our freedoms. And you're like, no, it doesn't. It does this, this, and this. No. So we disagree on the fundamentals. But then we can look at overall as the aspect of the country. We can say, well, here, and here is an example of how that, of what I say, is good and what you're saying is bad. Here's that. But you're saying, yeah, but what about this, this, and this? Well, no. See, we can disagree. And it's okay because we can disagree. It's fine. I will still buy you lunch. It's no big deal. Okay? But it's when you have a defensive attitude that says, no, and you begin to get in my face and try to outdo what I know would, be logical in my assessment of the situation. You try to suppress that. Some people would say that I'm that way. That I try to tell people, well, this is the way it is, and that's the way it is, and you got to listen to me. And all. Some people actually have said that I am, arrogant when it comes to my, comes to speaking with people. That, and I've heard this too. You want to be right all the time. No, I don't. You think you're right about everything. No, I don't. What you say goes. No, I don't. I know that within myself I feel that way, but my logic and common sense kicks in and says, wait a minute, other people have a different perspective on what you're seeing. Let's listen to what they have to say. Maybe there might be some jewels of information that I could use that I may not know. You know what I mean? So it's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm not perfect, folks. Neither are you. I don't walk on water or raise the dead. I'm not perfect, okay? I'm a man living, doing the best I can to survive. So are you. But there are certain areas of the United States that, well, the policies and laws in those states, in those regions, don't allow you to do the best you can, to create your own companies, to live according to your conscience. But the United States of America should be what it is, united. We are the most divided country in the world when it comes to political ideologies. And you can look at places like Israel and all those places, Saudi Arabia and Iran and all those places. But let me boil those countries down for you. Communism. That's all they care about. It's a communist ideology. And they implement their rules and laws through theocracy, through their religion, and in most cases, Sharia law. I could be wrong in that, so if somebody wants to correct me on that, please do. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. And put in the subject line, radio. That way I know you've heard this. So all in all, when we venture into our next step, we have a plan. We know what this is. We see what's going on around us. We know how we want to implement that plan. and we're being suppressed in certain areas, and our plan is kind of, not working out the way we would like it to. What's our next step? Well, aside from grabbing some pro bono lawyer and firing off hundreds of millions of dollars of lawsuits against the federal government, which of course is possible, and we can do that under the First Amendment, and spending all that time and maybe years trying to, change things, what can we do for the immediate benefit of us and others around us? Civil disobedience. We see this in other countries. We see this in Iraq. We see this in Greece. We see this in various countries. And you can see it more and hear about it more in alternative independent media, because the state-run media doesn't even talk about this. And if they do, it's only about a 15 to 30-second soundbite. And then they, spin it to their own liberal New World Order fashion. But we see hundreds of people out in the streets, thousands of people out in the streets, hundreds of thousands of people out in the streets protesting their corrupt government. So if we have a plan of trying to survive and follow our conscience to in the best way that we can, and our counties, our cities, our states, our regions are not allowing us to do that to the fullest extent that we can, then we must implement civil disobedience. And we must do that. Now, I know the first segment of the show, I was a little angry and upset. Wouldn't you be if somebody came into your house and tried to take everything you have and demand that you pay for everything they want, and they were illegal in your house? Wouldn't you? The United States of America is my house, and those people at the border crossing illegally aren't going to get what they want. I'll just leave it at that. But as we go and we try to implement our plan to survive, to create our own business, to do what we need to do, and our counties and regions are suppressing us from doing that, we have to implement civil disobedience. And by the way, the Supreme Court also said that it is legal for us under the First Amendment to film police. Rialto, California has cameras on their police officers, and the citizens can record. And guess what? Violence on behalf of the police toward the general public has decreased considerably. So if you want to survive, make a life for yourself, your family, your neighborhood even, and your city, your state, or county is suppressing you in that, civil disobedience works. You go look at all of what happened when people go out and protest against certain things. Overpassesforamerica.com. Check that out. Go to Border Convoy. Go to many, many different websites. Civil disobedience. Look that up. Startpage.com, punch in civil disobedience, go from there. I cannot stress anymore how important it is for a person to determine for themselves what they want in their life, but I also cannot express the importance in that I can't express it even more. There's no words that I can put together, as you can tell, to explain to you the importance of standing on your own 2 feet. Of taking the situation that you believe is wrong and protesting against it. And doing something against it. If your boss says, well, this is just how it is and you're just going to have to get used to it or find another job, well, civil disobedience comes to mind, doesn't it? By the way, I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not any paralegal, whatever. So go check out your laws in your areas and go talk to a legal, paralegal or whatever in your area. But you and your constitutionally protected rights are not suspended when you clock into your business or into your place of employment. Period. This is my unprofessional legal opinion. So check it out in your area. Go talk to your legal people. Go look it up. Or even just, go to startpage.com and write the question, are your rights suspended when you clock in at your place of employment? And see what you get. And then this is my advice to you. Unsolicited, of course, you didn't ask for it, but I'm going to give it to you free of charge. I don't charge for it anyway, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. If your company that you work for, if your employer is violating any one of your protected rights, you have a right to sue them. Yes. Go look it up. Do I have a right to sue my employer for violating my constitutional rights? Go look it up. Okay? I'm about ready to get out of here, but I want to remind you that I will have some information on Free America Radio on Facebook. I don't know. I'm kind of, coming off a 2-week vacation, so I'm kind of like, do I really want to get back in? But you guys deserve the best, and I hope that I'm giving it to you. So if I'm not, you let me know. freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com, and more information will be on Free America Radio on Facebook. Free America Radio Network is dialing it down a little bit. Just kind of, we're changing a little bit around here. I'm changing some things and kind of, reining in a few areas and stuff like that. So I'm still working on that. And over my vacation, I thought about some very good ideas about, really making it much better, making the network much better. So, more about that on Free America Radio on Facebook and on the general feed, of course. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, even if you disagree with me, email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. You can go to freeamericaradio.us for more information as well. What can I say, folks? What can I say? I mean, so many things are changing in our world that it seems like every 5 minutes something crops up and you're like, what? I didn't see that, whatever. So, so pay attention. Keep your mind on the task at hand, the freedoms and liberties in this country. Keep your eyes on the goal of creating or recreating, more or less. No, let me rephrase all that. Keep your mind and heart and soul on restoring America to the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's your homework today. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here. Again, the views expressed 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Free America Radio Network on Spreaker.com and also on freeamericaradio.us, and you can RSS feed that if you want into your iTunes or whatever else you use. You can listen to it on your iPad, iPhone, Android phone. You go to Spreaker.com, scroll on down to the bottom, look on the right-hand side, and you'll see all the apps that you need to have on your phone to listen to this show on the go. So, freeamericaradio.us, the views expressed, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Free America Radio Network. In the meantime, folks, again, Free America Radio at USA.com. Free America Radio at USA.com is the email address. I will talk to you later. Enjoy your Tuesday, and remember this. Remember this. You are in control of your destiny. Just wanted to let you know that. Talk to you later. Have fun, and I'll go from there. I don't know what else to say. I'm probably going to overdrive here, but okay. Bye-bye, folks. Talk to you later.